Hi there, this is Linda. So I just wanted to jump on really quick and go through the basics of how to use printables. And even if you already know all about printables and you love them, you might want to stick around because I'm going to share resources on where you can get a lot of free printables and also a lot of what you can use them for besides the obvious. Okay, so let me can show you sort of the basic process of using printables. Okay, hopefully you're able to see my screen right now. Um, and usually a lot of people will be getting free printables from various websites or blogs, or you might be buying them from a shop like Etsy. This is my Etsy shop, and I have a printable stationery section as well as printable journals, but basically lots of printable designs and products. And if you like something, you would go in and purchase the printable, and then you will be provided with the instant download link. So you would be able to download these files directly to your computer and use them whenever you want and keep them forever. So the great thing about digital printables is that you get instant access and you get to keep them forever, which means that you can use them whenever you want and you can use them over and over again, whatever it is you need or in whatever occasion you would like to use. So for example, I do printable stationery sets, which include greeting cards, as well as note cards, as well as writing paper, like stationery paper, as well as like the 12 by 12 pattern paper, as well as journaling cards, like just basically an entire set of printables on a certain theme. And the great thing about greeting cards or note cards is that it's sort of like having a library of cards, like a stationery shop in your computer. And then whenever an occasion comes up, you can just sort of pull out what you need to use, which is really great. But don't worry, because there's also a lot of free resources out there. So if you go to my blog, tortajala.com/blog, let me just show you directly here. If you go to my blog, I basically post a free printable every single week. And obviously, I also have an archive of like lots of printables from the past if you want to check. For example, today I have this free printable set of journaling cards called A Lovely Day. I'm totally like have enough of winter and wish that spring was already here. But basically, there are a lot of sites out there that offer free printables. So when you go there, you'll basically be able to download the files. And I offer my printables as PDFs, high quality print, 300 DPI PDFs, because I just think that that's the easiest way to provide them to people. But sometimes they might also just be JPEG or PNG or some kind of image file. But basically, there's a link for you to download. So my suggestion, to give you a little tip, if you just click the link, sometimes, especially for PDFs and also for images, your browser will just open the file up for you, which sometimes is okay. Like you can see here, the design, looks okay. It doesn't look like it's messed up or anything, but it's actually your browser viewing the PDF, meaning it's just a different engine. Like it's not the actual official Adobe Reader. And you can press print from this option, but it might not be the best way to do it. I would suggest that you actually download the file onto your computer, because obviously then you can keep it and file it away for use whenever it is you need it. And also, when it's on your computer, you will be able to open it up with the actual Adobe Acrobat Reader or Pro, if you have it, program, and it will just be exactly the way that the person who designed it intended you to see it, basically. There won't be any variation. I use the Chrome browser, and it didn't seem like there was any difference. But like, for example, sometimes if you use Mozilla or Firefox, when you view the PDF in the actual browser window, sometimes the colors are completely different. Like it just depends on how the file was saved. So just a little tip there if you see anything weird ever. But basically, if you search on Google or just go to acrobat.adobe.com, they have a free reader. It's completely free. It's to see all PDF files the way that they were meant to be seen. So basically, you install that program and you'll be able to see all PDFs without problem. So another tip, when you have, if it's a PDF, that's how you would view the file. And then from here, you can obviously go to print and choose your printer and choose your settings. And all of these are going to be specific to whatever type of printer you have. Sort of like every printer, every brand has their own type of options. But just make sure, like, you look at the preview, check the size of the paper, all of those things to make sure that it looks okay before you actually press print, right? So you just want to be sure, so you don't want to like waste a printout. And the nice thing about PDFs is that you always can print like multiples, meaning like 2 pages on one sheet or 4 pages on one sheet, which is nice when you want to size things down. But you also can size things down in terms of the custom scale. So you can make everything like, half the size if it was too big for you for whatever reason. And know that you can also go to your printer settings and change settings there. And the one thing you might want to change is actually the quality. For example, if you're printing on better paper, always, if you print on whiter paper or high resolution paper or photo paper, or even if it's matte, your colors are definitely going to look better. And if you set your print quality to high, that's always going to be better. It doesn't mean that you have to do it every single time. It really depends on the design, the colors, what you're using it for. But those are all things to consider to make sure that you get the best printable possible. Now, what about when you download something and it is just a regular image, right? For example, I have here some pattern paper, and it's just a giant JPEG file. And this is a printable version. You'll notice that if you zoom in, like, the quality is still really good because it's meant to be printed 12 inches by 12 inches. Even if your printer can't print that big, it'll just print out whatever will fit, right? So when you open an image in your computer, depending what program you have, you should be able to print directly from there. And the settings, the settings are going to be, let me go here. The settings for print are just going to be dependent on what your program is. I'm on a Mac, and this is like the preview image generic program that comes in a Mac. And you can set like your paper size, look at the preview, obviously, rotated or not rotated. Maybe you want to scale it, like you want to make it full size and like not rotate it, and maybe you just want it that big, or maybe you want it to be really, really tiny because you're using it for some other purpose, right? Of course, these are all approximate, like it's hard to get exact measurements in this way, but that is one option for printing image files from your computer if your printables come in that format. Another thing you can do is actually open up like a Word document or whatever, Word program or word processing or file, like some type of whatever program you have on your computer. You can always drop images into these documents. Then you're able to like resize them and sort of maybe get better measurements, or just sort of like understand exactly how you want it before you print it, and then just print it from this document, which is a perfectly fine way to do it as well. It really depends on your needs. So for example, like you can drop like this card in, and by the way, in this way, you can actually alter things a little bit. Like you can put, a white box somewhere and like cover something up if you don't want to print that. And obviously, if you have design programs, you can change printables. Just make sure you don't save over the original, because obviously you want to always keep the original. But for your own personal use, I think it's always okay to do whatever it is you want so that you are printing exactly what you need for whatever project you might be using. So that is really just the lowdown on using printables. You're getting digital files, either buying them or getting them for free. You're putting them on your computer, you're opening them up and printing them out however it is you need them. And remember, I'm talking about printing from home here because most of us, have home printers. And maybe if you're journaling or you making junk journals or something, decorating your planner, just printing on regular paper isn't going to be that bad. I think it's good enough for those purposes. But let's say you want a really good quality print. Maybe you find a design or a picture or something that you just really, really love. Don't forget the fact that you can actually send that to your photo printing place or just some kind of online printing, professional printing or digital printing service. And usually to get like a color print of something, it's not that much. So you can definitely print something out and make it like an art piece of your own because it's just something that you liked or something that matches your home decor. So these are definitely ideas to sort of think a bit out of the box of what the printable maybe was created for. You obviously can use it for what it was created for, but you can use it for so many other things as well. As long as you like that image, you can print it for a variety of purposes. For example, I have bought sticker paper and they're full sheets of sticker paper. So a lot of times I will print things out on that sticker paper simply because I'm lazy to glue and I just like the fact that it's already sticky on the back. So I can use pretty much anything that I print out as a sticker just for that reason. And of course, you can blow things up or cut things apart and or just print something out to be home decor, like frame it, put it on your gallery wall. There are so many lovely, resources out there. On Etsy, you can definitely search just for like printable art, and there will be so many options that are obviously much more affordable, especially if you're someone who likes to like change things out often. Then you might not be able to buy like original pieces of art every single time. So you can go to printable art. Or if you're looking like to make someone a gift and you want to put something really specific like in a frame, nursery art or something of that sort, it's really a great option. And of course, excuse me, there's also the option to get free printables. And obviously on Pinterest, if you follow me on Pinterest, I have a printable board on Pinterest, and I always post free printables there. Not just that I design, but things that I find all over the internet because there's just so much out there. And it's just great to share. You can use it for so many different purposes. Definitely check that out. And just to let you know, I also have a resource called Heart Printables. And this is a Facebook group, and you can find us on Facebook and then request to join. And basically, this is a group that I started to share quality printable links. So basically, designers are in here sharing the links to their printables, but I always regularly share really cool printables that I find. Anything from like planner stickers to obviously those that I design, but like gift tags, posters, just all kinds of things. And these are like quality printables. So consider joining groups and then, of course, following blogs like mine that offer free printables. There's just so much free stuff out there, which is amazing. I mean, at least give those people a comment or a shout out on social media to thank them for doing all of that. But there are also many options in terms of purchasing, and they're really not that expensive compared to obviously getting like an original piece of artwork because it is a digital printable that you have to print yourself. So consider that. And let's see, in terms of other resources, one really great way in terms of printables is if you ever need any help. My group here, Heart Printables, you can always request something. So come in and ask something. There might be a designer that might actually want to make for you because they think it's a great idea, or someone will know somewhere that printable exists, right? So it's just a really great way to interact with other people who love printables, and chit chat about all things home decor and things like that. So now talking about home decor, I just wanted to make a point to say that whatever images you're downloading as printables, remember that you can use them for what they were designed for, or you can go beyond that and you think of it as like an image that can be used for anything. So if you print it on sticker paper, it becomes stickers. If you print it on like tissue paper or vellum or something, it could be used to decorate candles. If you print out patterns, like full pattern paper sheets, you can use them to make junk journals. You can include them in your art journals. You can cut them apart and use them to decorate your planners. So just sort of like once you realize this, you realize really how useful printables are, and how versatile they are. And it's something that you definitely want to keep in mind, because anything that you see out there can honestly be used for your projects, whatever it is that you might be into, like home decor, or collaging, or any of that kind of things. And I'm sure there are many more out there, many more ideas out there. So don't hesitate to share if something comes to mind down in the comments. I would really love to hear what you use printables for, and all of that kind of thing. Let me stop sharing and see if I can come back here. Here we go. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. If you want to learn more about printables, and obviously in the future see more actual ideas and tutorials of how I'm going to use a printable and what I make with it, then definitely subscribe to my channel. I just wanted to start out to sort of give a lot of basics out there for those who might not be super familiar with printables or how to use them. But definitely comment below if you have ideas on how to use printables or what it is you want to see. I would just definitely love to hear from you. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.